Hey everyone. So this is an interesting conversation that I think we should have because I'm starting to notice this more and more and more with like clients and with people who I associate with, and just in general I'm noticing this a lot more and more with our like culture and society. And if the video is shaking, it's because it's a windy day. It's all absolutely it's absolutely beautiful outside right now, but it's windy. So if the video shakes, that's because I've got this weird little thingamajigger. But anyways, um, so I keep running into this over and over again, and it's this idea that there is something wrong with you and that you have to fix yourself. And until you fix yourself, you will not be happy and you will not have an amazing life. Quite frankly, that is absolute bullshit. That is simply us obsessing about like our failings as humans, as individuals, and thinking that it's our failings that are causing us not to have happiness, not to feel content or happy with our lives. Every single one of us, every single human being on the planet, myself included, people who you look up to, people who are very, very, very successful, what we would consider to be successful, people who have accomplished amazing things, are imperfect. And there's no way around that. We are all imperfect beings. We are all imperfect in some way or another. Some of the most important people on the planet who have caused the most amount of change had personal issues. They had issues as people, as individuals. And there's kind of no way around that. We have this idea that we can be the epitome of the idealized personality, like some of our gurus, some of the people who we look up to, who inspire us. They don't have issues. They don't have problems, and that's simply not true. That's not the case. We all have issues. We all have problems. First, let me talk about myself because I'm a great example of this. Even though I spent years and years studying and trying to understand spirituality, trying to understand my own psychic ability, developing my own psychic and intuitive abilities, even though I have the ability to connect with spirits who have passed away and bring them forward and channel messages of love and healing, even though I can do all of those things, even though I feel like I have a really incredible life, I still have issues. I still have problems. I have issues with my weight. That's something that I continue to struggle with. And probably because I'm lazy and I don't exercise enough and I don't really care about what I'm eating. And I'll go through phases where sometimes I do care about what I'm eating. Sometimes I do exercise more and I lose weight. And then I go through these periods where I'm lazy. I don't want to do anything. And so I gain weight. And so that's one of the issues that I struggle with as a human being. My partner complains that I don't listen very often and that I'm kind of in my own little world. And he's right. I don't listen quite often because I am in my own little world. And that's an issue that I have to work on as someone who wants to be in a relationship that I want it to proceed forward and to last for more years to come. There are things that we deal with as individuals and we're not perfect. No person out there is perfect. And although I can tell you all kinds of spiritual words and give you all kinds of wisdom, and it's useful, it's helpful to you, by any means do not think that I've risen above all of that and I'm no longer plagued by the issues that you deal with in your everyday life. So I don't want you to think that you need to be fixed or that your life is so horrible and that until it's absolutely 100% the opposite or different, then you won't be happy. That is probably the reason why you're not happy. For me right now, I'm very happy in this moment. I'm sitting outside. It's a beautiful day. I can spend the next few hours reading a book. And I'm actually reading, I told you about this book a few days ago, but I'm reading it again. And it's a book by Mark Manson. And it's called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. And as I was reading the book, I thought to myself, I want to do a video really quickly on just how we have this perception that the epitome of success, the epitome of happiness is not having issues, and that's not true. And that's probably why people are so obsessed about celebrities and people who are in the media, because they believe that they have money and they have all these things and they don't have problems. But they do have problems. They have issues, sometimes more issues than you would want to deal with. So I don't want you to think that you have to fix yourself. I had a client who asked me about some issues that they were dealing with. And one of the reoccurring themes that I kept seeing in their email is that they feel that they're broken. And that seems to be a reoccurring thing that I keep seeing with a lot of people. They think they're broken and they need to be fixed. You are not broken. You do not need to be fixed. You're a human being. You've had human experiences. What you need to focus on is just finding a balance within your experiences, finding a balance that works for you. There's this idea in the spiritual community that you can erase or you can detach or you can like cut off any energetic tie, any kind of effect of any negative or traumatic experience that you've ever had, whether it's a past life, present life, whatever. You can cut all that off. You can cut off relationships. You can cut all those things out of your life, and you will not be affected by those things. And that's not possible. You're human. You're meant to come here to have a human experience, to have a human life, so you can understand who you are. You can remember who you are as a divine spiritual being. And you're in this limited environment so that you can see yourself from different perspectives. You can understand things in the grander scheme of things and also from your unique perspective. So you're here to have those experiences. And when you have those experiences and you're done with them, you don't really care to continue to fester or to be obsessed with them, then just drop them. No longer carry them with you. As a child, I was physically abused. I was abused by my stepfather. My mother remarried, and this guy who came to the picture, he hated me because I wasn't his child. And so he would hit me like quite often. I remember on one instance, I was peeling oranges and I left the peels on the couch. And he was so angry that I left the peels on the couch that he grabbed me by one of my legs, lifted me up in the air, and he just beat the hell out of me with a belt buckle. And so as a child, I was definitely physically abused by my stepfather. And I was also sexually abused as a child as well. I was molested by not only family members, but also people who I didn't know. So I dealt with a lot of different issues as I was growing up. And as I got older, I no longer identify with those experiences. They no longer really have an effect on me. It doesn't touch me in a way that is sensitive. I can remember back to those things. I can talk about those things. I'm talking about that right now. But it doesn't like stir within me all this emotion and all this pain because I've seen those experiences for what they were. I've acknowledged the significance of those experiences for those periods in my life. And I no longer feel attached to those experiences. They are a part of me. They will always be a part of me. And I'm grateful that I can take away from those experiences what I'm able to take away. Some people have had similar experiences in their lives and they're still very attached. They're still very stuck back in those places. They haven't understood the significance or the point of those experiences for them. And some people will say, well, Fernando, we're not meant to be abused in our lives. We're not meant to get any kind of like meaning from abuse or sexual abuse or anything like that. You can say that, but it still happens every day all around the world. People are abused, people are sexually abused, people are raped. There's constant contrasting experiences occurring in each of our lives. There's constant bullshit happening around the world. And we can't say we're not meant to not have those things because they are going to continue to happen. They've happened since the beginning of time. They're going to continue to happen because it's part of the nature of human experience. It's part of the nature of human reality. And we can work towards improving our culture and our human experience as a whole. But still, those things are still going to happen. We're still going to be nasty to each other. We're still going to hurt each other because it's a part of the human experience. And that's what this place is for. It's for experiencing contrast. That doesn't mean come down here and try to be, rude or nasty or ugly to others. But at the same time, you can't escape it. This is why we're here in the physical world. And then there's a delusion in the spiritual community that you can cleanse you can purify your soul, you can cleanse your spirit, and you're going to ascend to like a higher realm, and you won't have to deal with these issues anymore. Okay, well, that's not going to happen. Nothing has changed with that since the beginning of time. It's not going to change now just because we suddenly believe that we are ascending to another realm or a higher stage. We are evolving as human beings. We're evolving as a culture, a society. We're evolving in ways, but we can't escape this reality. The reality is set up for specific reasons to have a human experience. So whatever bullshit you are dealing with in your life, if you can find a way to make peace with it, if you can find a way to just be okay with it and make the best of it, you'll immediately feel 100% better because you are no longer fighting against the reality of your life. And if there's any physical action you can take to improve your circumstances or your situation, then take those actions, take those steps. But if you just sit there and look at your life and look at how miserable it is, or how awful things are, or how much better you wish it could be, you're adding more pain to your daily experience. You're giving yourself even more to feel painful about. Don't do that to yourself. Just focus on the things that you can improve on, the things that you can't at this moment. Just accept them for where you are, for what you're in, and try to make the best of it. And you will start to notice that your life begins to shift, and you'll start to move further and further away from the pain, and you'll move further and further away from the things that have plagued your life up to this point. You're not going to escape pain. You're still going to have shitty experiences. I have shitty experiences all the time. Not as much as I used to. I think my life has gotten a lot easier to cope with and to deal with. I don't feel plagued by bullshit, but I don't have to deal with it as much, and that's because I've got this tactic of just accept for whatever it is. If I've had a crappy day, accept it in the moment. Just okay. I'll try my best to make the best of it, but if I'm pissy, if I'm angry, if I'm upset, give myself a moment to feel that, because that's part of my human experience, and then just try to reclaim a sense of peace that I know I can give myself as quickly as I can after I'm done emotionally venting or expressing. So you can do that today. You can look at your experiences, you can look at your life, you can look at the crap that you're dealing with, and try to make peace with it and just try to make the best of it. Don't try to change it. If you can't change it, don't try to change it. Just accept it, and then it will automatically start to progress and move forward in another direction. If you can't take steps, then get off your ass and do something about it and stop complaining about it, because you can't bitch about something and continue to perpetuate it in your life and think that you deserve something better. You don't deserve something better, because you're keeping yourself where you are right now and you're not trying to make it any better. So you don't deserve it to be better. And all you're doing is complaining about it and bitching about it, then things are not going to improve. So if you can do something better, do it. If you can't, accept it, make peace with it, and try to get the most out of your life now. And that will do a tremendous amount for you. I promise you, it will do a tremendous amount for you. All right, guys. So I want you to know that you are okay, that you are fine just the way you are. You are not broken. You do not need to be fixed. You just need to find a better balance in your life with the life that you've lived. Find a better balance. Make peace with those things that hurt and cause you pain, and just move forward. And just don't give a fuck. That's what this book is about. Don't give a fuck. Great book. I would highly suggest it. I'm going to post it in the comment section because I think that it will help you. And I've already begun reading it. And I have this problem where I buy books and they will sit there until I get around to them. But this is one of those books where I had to read sooner rather than later. So I decided to devote some time to it, and that's what I'm doing, is reading. Alright guys, well, I love you guys. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, and also don't forget to share. If you are YouTube, subscribe, and if you have a story you'd like to share, then by all means please post it in the comment section below. I love you, and I will talk to you guys next time. Okay? Bye.